Kirby and the Forgotten Land needs to be banned. This game is so mind-numbingly offensive that I can't believe it got past the ratings board and the censors. It's ridiculous. If I wanted to see a big pink bastard stuffing his face, I'd look at him. All jokes aside, Kirby and the Forbidden Land is easily going to be one of the games of the year. My Nintendo Switch, I've been quite disappointed with the Switch. Not to say there haven't been some good games. You know, Breath of the Wild was good. Got a bit, I'm like that with that game. But overall, it's a very good game. I love the innovation. Hated the stamina mechanics and the swords like breaking, weapons breaking, and all that. But for the most part, I don't really have many games for it. I think I've got Mario Odyssey, I've got Mario 3D World, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is just god-awful, and Zelda, and Kirby! Now, I didn't know anything about this game. I don't really follow Nintendo stuff, because most of their stuff is just like fucking Fire Emblem stuff, and it's just like, okay, great, yeah. More turn-based rubbish that's just whatever. It's not for me. But this one comes along and I'm just seeing this, me projected on the screen, just eating random shit. No, I just see a Kirby game that finally has piqued my interest because pretty much all the other Kirby games prior to this have been 2D. And I think this is pretty much the first 3D Kirby game. And the stuff you could do with it. It's just so good. It's like... See, the thing I like about Nintendo... I have my issues with Nintendo. I don't like them as a company. But when they go in on a game, they don't just bring out the same crap every time. Okay? And what confuses me is fans are perfectly happy with that. But any game that massively deviates from its original source, it triggers people. But Nintendo can get away with it, and I'm glad they get away with it because you get things like Mario Odyssey or Zelda Breath of the Wild or Mario 3D World, another fantastic game, or you get Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which you could just look at him. It's this little pink thing. And he just kills an enemy, he eats them, and he absorbs their abilities. He's a bit like that villain guy from Heroes, whose name I forget because the show went really, really badly downhill. Nothing to even do with the Righteous Strike. Anyway, it just consumes the enemies and takes the power. And it's just so randomly beautiful. Just that, like here you got fire breathing and ice, and like, chucking boomerangs and swords, and you swallow a whole car. And the driving mechanics are spectacular. They're so responsive. Give me a Kirby racing game with those kind of driving mechanics, and you have a fan for life. Then you can swallow an O and you become this air bazooka or air zooka. And you just blow people. I love blowing people. Moving on. It's just these little innovations that I just love in games that we just don't get with all these big AAA idiots. Instead, you get stupid crap like GTA Plus subscription service to give you crap on a 10-year-old game that's just doesn't really add anything massively different to the gameplay mechanics, which are out of date and mind-numbingly dull. But then they come along with this game, only £40, Hours and hours of fun. I think it's like 15 hours altogether if you want to complete everything. Perfectly fine for that price point. Non-micros. You get everything in-game. And you're playing a game and you're effing enjoying yourself. Do you know what? It's so rare to play a game where you've always got a smile on your face. It's a lot of fun. It's nothing too taxing. I've got it on the hardest difficulty. There's only 2 difficulties. And it's perfectly fine. A lot of fun. As games should be. Games are meant to be fun. They're not meant to be stress-inducing. And just look at all the stuff that you could do. This, for me, at the moment, is Game of the Year. Okay, I played WWE 2K22. Absolute clunky pile of rubbish. Go and buy it, please. If you have a Switch, I can't recommend this enough. Okay? That is it. That is all I have to say. This game... chef's kiss. I got my Switch out. I recharged it. I dusted it to play this game.